More than 50 progressive activists marched Capitol Hill on Wednesday to protest war in Ukraine and called on deputies force Biden administration end war. At least 11 of the protesters were arrested outside the Senator Bernie Sanders' office after demanding Congress assistance. According to organizers, protest movement organized by non-profit organization Pink and Barış in Ukrainian coalition entered 12 Congress office of progressive and democratic deputies. Their anger stems from tens of thousands of people who in Ukraine on both sides conflict and reluctance Biden administration to end war. Codepink's founding partner, Medea Benjamin, said that other protesters were shocked, embarrassed. The Democrats remained silent about it. Continued to support more arms package without calling any negotiation. He hit the Ukrainian security assistance, saying that there was a single-sentence answer for the satisfaction negotiations. You cannot negotiate with Russian President Vladimir Putin, whom Benjamin said he had not bought. We say experiment.Bidide. We want to see what we are talking about, he said. We care about life. At the meeting, he included religious belief leaders and progressive activists from all over the country. He spoke at beginning of protest in lobby of Green Party presidential Cornel West the Hart Senate building. In his talks with assistance of Congress, protesters were willing to investigate realities of war and conflict with Russia. One of them said that they were not apologies and condemned the Russian invasion, but at least a way to start negotiations against Ukraine. They also state that Ukraine has been fighting in the opposite offspring, and ultimately the war will end with negotiations. This is just a matter of how many deaths until then. In the coalition of peace in the Ukrainian coalition, Marcy Winograd said, "This is not an epic struggle between democracy and autocracy. No. We want now. I don't want this for their future. Assistance Congress, especially Putin's reluctance to negotiate and Ukrainian people against people of a hardened, ruthless campaign against termination conflict," he said. Sanders' foreign policy advisor Max Hoffman said Putin is still pursuing military targets in military ways. He starts attacks on Ukraine every day, including attacks on civilians, Hoffman said to the crowd of protesters in the senator office. Many supporters of arming Kiev say that the West should not deliver the region to Russia by ceding, and say that it will strengthen Putin to invade more European countries. Representative Ilhan Omar office policy advisor Ryan Morgan is not very easy to vote for packages, because arms support can be included in an omnibus bill with humanitarian assistance. It is not as if you have a diplomacy button you pushed, and then there is a diplomacy, he said. Sanders sent a letter to the activist group that shared his concerns about endless wars and nuclear war. Ukrainians have the right to resist this.